Hello and welcome to Modern Dating Masterclass. I'm Labster. I used to work for Love Systems as a lead instructor for 12 years. Today we're going to talk about why modern dating is broken and why there's still hope. In other words, the best way to address issues, to overcome the modern dating issues, is to join a community. But if that's not in your realm or in your postcode, then we can discuss what else you can do to avoid or to overcome these issues. And you know very well that ghosting has been almost normalized. Everybody knows, even 80-year-old now know what ghosting is. Mixed signals. This has been a problem for many, many years, but even before online dating. But there are ways to address that, to eliminate it, to escape it, to get clarity. In real life, emotional distancing. As you remember, social distancing was not very long ago. In real life, emotional distance has followed from that. The next one is decision fatigue. Given that how many matches we get, how many options we get through social media, through dating apps, it just becomes a problem, especially if you're a bit well-groomed guy and you get some attention, then decision fatigue kicks in because you're constantly connecting with people at a very thin, superficial level. Then the other that makes it, once you get the decision fatigue and stuff, and you sometimes listen with your lower body and you go for a low hanging fruit. We all know how that is. And that has an opportunity cost. Service level connection is so common these days that everybody is friends. Everybody knows everybody. It's so easy to meet people, but it's very hard to go deeper with people. Then you go through messaging anxiety because you start to like somebody and they don't respond on time. They respond with one-word answers. We all know how that feels, and you get basically you get low quality matches. And low quality matches means uh, you match with somebody with a high volume of matches. That means that their attention will be split, thin sliced, many many ways, and you get just one thin slice of that, and that's what I call a low quality match. Because what we're going to talk about later is that when you match with somebody, how to build deep comfort breakthrough, where you leave, you burn into her memory that she will be glued to her phone until you text next. And we all know about the dreaded friend zone, but I'm not sure what you've heard about boyfriend zone. And this is another problem. Once you get good, you fall into boyfriend zone a lot. And depending on your goal, you may want to be there, you may not want to be there. But putting yourself there unintentionally, it's just as bad as going in a friend zone because the results end up the same. We can talk also about online presence and dating apps, how to enhance your chances, to tell you what's in your control, what's out of your control, and how to fully optimize and fast track dating apps. Then we're going to move into escalation, when and how to escalate, and whether you need to escalate physically, emotionally, or logistically, and how fast or slow you wish to escalate. That will be on your control. Storytelling and humor is a key factor in any dance between a man and a woman, especially during courtship. Then lack of emotional intelligence and losing your frame in relationship or in a courtship, how that's going to impact you and how it does impact you on your opportunities you have. So let's say you meet women once every 3 weeks, a new person. If you lose frame in that courtship, or if you don't have emotional intelligence, you'll lose that. The psychology of attraction. This is a very important aspect because people don't look at the psychology of attraction, they just leave it to fate. But little do they know that you have a lot of fate on your control. You have you have a lot of control over your fate. Women don't think like men. Attraction is emotional for women, not logical. While for men is also emotional to a degree, the decision making process throughout the courtship is very emotional. You cannot convince a woman to be attracted to you. But if you change her mood, you can change her mind. So while we guys think that we speak, while we guys speak in very factual language, such as my car has 500 horsepower and goes 0 to 60 in 5.5 seconds, this kind of language doesn't really resonate well with women. What resonates well is changing the mood, putting her through emotional roller coaster and poetizing your story. Don't talk about um, what kind of tables were at the restaurant, what pictures they were. Talk about how the place made you feel, how delicious the food was. Talk about the feelings that something gives you, not the facts about the place. And that's what gets her attention and retains her attention. So when you drive the certain feelings right, then that overrides your looks, your money, or fame. Isn't that great? Drama, tests, and games are just filters. You have to look at them as filters, not as bit shields or something that she's rejecting you. She's testing. When she plays games, when she creates drama, when she tests you, she's filtering your frame to see how you react in those situations. And these filters have been installed in them from thousands of years ago. These are evolutionary based filters. By doing the above, engaging her feelings, not her logic, by not getting affected, not flinching when drama, when she tests you, when you think she's playing games, is then you become the selector, not the selectee, because you're preframing, you're also reframing your courtship that you're the prize, not her. So we're going to go now through phase one, pre-attraction and how to improve your first impression. We all know that styling, grooming, scent, body language are extremely important. But what are more important having these? Well, the reason why these are important is not for when you meet someone. It's for before you meet someone, if you know what I mean. Before you meet someone, that's called superficial comfort. What kind of a vibe do you give away using your style, your grooming, your scent, and your body language? What are you sub-communicating with your posture, with your eye contact, with your vibe? Congruence is a very important aspect. Congruence means the way you match your body language with your mindset, with your internal circuitry and emotional state matches. They all match together, as opposed to feeling differently and acting differently, which breaks that but breaks the congruence and then gives her the feeling that something's not right. Then she won't trust you. So owning your values and energy, you have to feel it in order to be it, if you know what I mean. And creating a superficial comfort before your first word allows for the interaction to go smoothly. You buy yourself time, and even just for the initial approach to go much better. Phase two comes after pre-approaching, which means the approach, obviously. And the approach can take place during the day, during the night, but there's different psychology principles to it. And opening principles where using curiosity and situational hooks can help you buy the next 3 minutes. From within the next 3 minutes with her, you can buy yourself the next 10 minutes. And with those 10 minutes, you can get yourself a date. And then with that date, you can get yourself the second date and third date and so on. And we're going to talk about how humor and storytelling can help spark different type of emotions and create that chemistry that everybody is starved of these days. So you become from a stranger to comfort in minutes. In phase four is escalation, emotional and physical escalation. Emotional tension, like push-pull, challenging, and being teasing, are the key components to building that spark between the two people. For example, you're speaking to a girl that is so high maintenance, so sought after. What do you think she's going to respond to? Another compliment that she's had all day, or a little bit of a tease and a push and show that you're a challenge? That's like a breath of fresh air for her. Then, once you create some bubble around you, then you need to escalate physically. We're starting with proximity, getting closer, engaging and reading how she responds. Does she pull off, pull back, or does she stay there or pull in? Most likely, when a girl is attracted, she will just stay there. Proximity is your best radar because girls are not used to making a move. So the best move they can make is no move at all. Then when you touch, you can see how they respond. You can start with there are 4 types of touches, which we can go in deeper and deeper in this area and explain later what all these 4 types of touches are and how you can escalate from one to another. And to wrap this all up, it's to make this like to make your approach and escalation and qualification stage like a well-oiled machine, well-oiled process. You need to calibrate. Calibration is like when you do the right thing at the right time, if you know what I mean. And most people who learned this skill, they learn and they say, "But I did it exactly what you told me, but this didn't work." It didn't work because the timing that wasn't right. And to make this even more complicated, it's just not the timing; it's also that the emotion she's feeling. You got to spike the certain emotion and act there and then. If you delay it, if you say it prematurely or act prematurely, it's going to break that calibration, and that may not work. Now, you don't have to don't have to do everything perfectly, but because sometimes, depending on how much attraction you built and how much tension and spark, you have a lot more room for error. But if you haven't built enough attraction, that means it doesn't stick as much. So you have very small margin for error. So calibration is monumental when it comes to this. When to pause, when to lead, when to escalate, when to pull back, when to tease, when to be challenged, when to compliment. And how to handle resistance with confidence and frame control are also very important in this case, because as I said earlier, they will be testing you. They will be testing you through drama, through different type of filters, such as saying, "Oh, you're a player, aren't you?" Or just being difficult on purpose to see how you handle that pressure. And this is not, they're not doing this by design. They haven't had a meeting and decided what to do. It's all biological for them. In phase 5, then, once you get all that right, you get to the seduction and sexual tension. The dance between the mystery and desire. That uncertainty is going to happen, it's not going to happen. That kind of feeling that I just want it to happen, but I'm not sure whether he wants it. You want to occupy your mind with I don't know what's going to happen or not. I want it to happen, as opposed to I don't know what is going to happen or not because I'm not sure how I feel about him. You want during this whole process to make sure that she's 100% in you, but now it's just wishing and hoping that you will cave in, if you know what I mean. And when I say phase 5, that means that you would have gone through the other. And when I say phase 5 now, means that phase 5 after first, second, third, and fourth, sequentially, like I said at the beginning, everybody who's in a relationship right now have gone through these phases, whether they know it or they don't. Now, phase 5 focuses on seduction, primarily on building sexual tension, which helps to move from comfort and connection with somebody into seduction phase, so that you can have an opportunity to get intimate with that person. Without the seduction phase and the each phase going one after another, you will end up in a friend zone. That's why it's important. This is where it solidifies. This is a glue to make sure that you stick out of friend zone. So the dance between the mystery and desire is a part where seduction, sexual tension resides. So while you're a little bit mysterious and you even confuse her sometimes with a little bit of push and pull and giving her uncertainty whether you're interested or not, and becoming challenging so that she feels like she's earning your attention, and that's where her desire for you becomes greater than her critical thinking factor of whether she wants to be with you or not, whether she has you in a bag or not. While she doesn't know that she has you in a bag, her attention, her full mental capacity will be how to win you over, as opposed to how to decide whether you're worth her time or not. So when you create that bubble, it's the world of just us now. She feels like she won you. But you have to always show that you can take it or leave it. It's down to you, not to her. When you create this world of just us, and how you do this world of just us is actually by planning logistics a bit early on. Before you even approach, for that matter, knowing where you could take her, where you can escalate her, where you can move to logistically. Even within a bar, you could just go by the bar. As long as you're walking together somewhere, that shows that you're just us from the worldview and from the internal worldview too. So knowing when you're going to go next, whether it's going to be a bar, a corner of a bar, or a different restaurant, or going to show it, if you're during the day, you're going to take it to a gallery nearby to show this cool painting that you've been passionate about seeing. Anything that allows you to move together creates that just us bubble. And through this process, you build a sexual tension, which is the engine of the courtship. And you build a sexual tension through flirting and friction and teasing and challenging and escalating physically, emotionally, and logistically. All of this to the point where she feels like she's in a passenger of a car. She's in a passenger seat in a car, and just time just flying by. Everything feels smooth and well oiled. And when you do this right, you will not encounter last minute resistance. But we can talk about this later as well, how to overcome. Should that become a problem, or should that come up at some point, then you know how to overcome that, or even prevent it from showing up. Now, phase 4 is phase where you are about to enter a relationship with this person, because everything has been going smoothly. You've been going through the dates, rebuilding attraction, keeping the momentum going. She's happy. She can't wait to respond to your texts. She can't wait to get your texts. She responds promptly. You can feel the air between you and her, even virtually through text messaging or phone calls and in person, of course, that this is going somewhere. And using your emotional intelligence when she's not responding at a time or something like that is very important. So you mirror and match the pace she's moving. In fact, you want to do one step. You want to be one step behind with emotional reaching. We call it emotional reaching or emotional overreaching. You want to let her emotional overreach, not you. That means that she texts you more than you do, and you delay it maybe just a little bit more than she does. It doesn't have to be all, every time like that. You could variate your responses to show that you're just busy and you're not doing this on purpose. Showing empathy, showing your boundaries, showing leadership is all part of being a masculine person. And once you learn how to do this with women, trust me, you will learn how to do this in your business and real life and with friends and everybody everywhere you will be. So it'll help you in every aspect of your life learning this skill. Okay, so as you see, there is so much to learn in this area. We have broken down into a 6-week program that we can dive deep in every aspect of this and how you can build from superficial comfort, how you could execute every step of the way like a master and reach to a point where it will be up to you whether to go in relationship or not with any girl that you find attractive. Now, week 1 will focus on masculine foundations, pre-attraction, and beyond words. What can you do without even speaking a word? Then in week 2, we're going to focus in a lot more on mastering approach, online and offline, how to use a social game, how to use a social media game to improve your social game, to improve your social media game, your text game, social circle game, day and night game. All of these are funnels to your love life, funnels that you could filter through the cream de la cream of women and get the one you really want, or get many if you wish to have many encounters. On the week 3, we're going to focus on qualification and connection, how to use qualification right and how to build deep through comfort, connecting with a person very fast, and how to improve your storytelling. Here I misspelled story. So storytelling, reframing, and deep comfort are key point of creating that momentum, that solidifying that connection and attraction you have with her, because then she will not forget you, even if other guys are hitting on her. Week 4 is escalation and tension, how to escalate smoothly and build tension throughout. So then the whole process feels like a car journey. Then seduction will feel all so natural that she will have the best time of her life and talk to her friends about you and about this movie type um, approach, movie type seduction, if you know what I mean. Every woman dreams about um, this kind of romance, if you like, because every romance has this in it. We're just deconstructed it and backward engineer what creates this romance. If you look at any romantic movie where the guy and the girl struggle to meet and then they meet and they eventually at the end of the movie they get together, they've gone through this one way or another. Albeit sometimes they don't show certain PG-18 stuff, but they all go through this process. And at the end, on the 6th week, we're going to talk about relationship mastery, how to manage your relationship, how to enter it, how to show your boundaries, and how to qualify for relationship, not just for the courtship. Do you see what I mean? This is a real qualification that to see whether you are compatible or not, and while you have the chemistry. And we're going to have a couple of bonus calls. One is social circle mastery, which will go deep of how to create friends, how to utilize how we can talk about different types of friends and different types of people you have in your life, like connectors and super connectors, matchmakers in a way. So these are very important. We can go further deep into this. Then the other bonus chapter, which is still I can't pronounce bonus apparently, is going to talk about phone and text game, how to master your phoning and texting skills. How we're going to use the traffic light approach and callback humor and pings, how to keep the momentum going from when you get the number while you creating that bridge up until the next time you meet with them, how to keep that momentum. Why this works? This works because this system has been built from 20 years of proven material and experience of my own and my colleagues around the world. We've coached through love systems in every corner of the world with people with different cultures, different shapes and sizes. We combine psychology, field-tested systems, and emotional intelligence that all and how all ties in together to create a smooth courtship. We cover every step of the journey from stranger to lover to a relationship. We will transform you fully, transform you into a confident leader and a charismatic person with rock solid masculinity. Spots are limited. Apply to be one of the handpicked candidates, and we will be interviewing everyone to see what they have, the commitment they have, the energy they have, and the desire to change so they can become unstoppable and irresistible to almost any woman. And I say almost because there are some women that just, you're not their type. There's some women that just, their uh, grandfather just died. So that's why we can't say 100%. So join Project Rockstar 2.0 and become the man women desire and men respect.